Right, right. I know. I know. It just threw me off real quick, you know. Hmm. It did feel smooth though. I ran what was it, the dirty bomb shit. Yeah, it did look a lot better. My brother was like, man, that shit look good.
Beautiful fall afternoon in the state of Texas. The roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Well, I'm about to play my first Madden game on this bitch. I'm probably gonna lose. It looks good though.
This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30
What y'all
to
playing?
32. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Watson. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time.
What y'all playing? Cold Warzone?
To throw the ball, and as he tried to do that, he was hit
Okay.
and forced an incompletion.
Watson on 3rd down. Finding fouls complete. Well, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock this game out real quick. I had it scheduled for
Execution was one of their watchwords leading up to this one.
temporarily.
Play, able to execute brilliantly here on this opening drive.
Now a 1st down throw. Watson. It's caught left side by Cooks. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Add this game to the last one, and they moved the ball over 50 yards in 2 plays. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. He'll buy some time right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Watson again. This is Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 6.
My brother just came and bought it.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to slow it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And that's going incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
A 29-yard attempt.
The kick by Thorburn is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is going to wind up a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems. And this qualifies as a big problem.
Fielded at the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Running from the gun, Johnson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Johnson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to pile that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Watson. Being chased out left. He'll run it, and he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Watson now to throw. Open man is QT complete. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Good job, fellas, good job.
On 1st and 10, Watson forced out to his left. That is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Watson. Eluding the pressure right. He may try and run for this.
We just started.
As he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
Got 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
That time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And thanks to his safety and 2 field goals, this is now an 8-0 game. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully he'll be kicking extra points instead.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Eason and the Colts now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Taylor, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun is Eason. He'll drop this down to Taylor. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Eason going to throw it out of the shotgun. And he's got his man, Hilton. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Eason to throw. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there, 21 yards. That's how you draw up the run-pass option right there. You get a chunk play out of it.
And you know quarterbacks love to throw the RPOs because oftentimes they're in-breaking routes. But receivers love it even more. The ball gets to them quickly, allows them to put some moves on in the secondary.
First and 10, Taylor now. Well, the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On second down, it's Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Eason. He's got it. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Zach Pascal, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Colts are a 2-point conversion away from tying this football game. And it's up and good, so maybe a bit early here to try to match the 2. They're content to trail by 1 at 8-7.
Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. On the return, Dontrell Hilliard. And he's going to be brought down inside the 5 at the 3.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Watson on 1st down. And his throw here is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Open man, the tight end falls. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get it, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
That was a nice catch, and not by the guy you thought it was going to be. How about the defender turning into an offensive player as soon as the ball hits his hands? And off he goes, off to the races, and into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes this a 14-8 ball game.
Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Ready to return. Here's Hilliard. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 15 yards on the play, first down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Out of the gun, Watson. Buying time to his left. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Darius Leonard has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Watson throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On 3rd down, Johnson. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Eason. They'll roll him out right. A good throw here finding Pascal. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. They'll run on 1st down. Taylor. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
And he fires one that's intercepted. Vernon Hargreaves with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Defensively, that time they were in zone coverage.
Now she got a burger.
What lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted. but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result could be something you don't like. Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Dancing to his left. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, Watson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's incomplete.
Yes.
Took a shot, couldn't connect. Will Fuller was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10, Watson. Flushed out right. Pass incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So back-to-back incompletions.
Nah, he's not.
At a 3rd and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. And that is incomplete.
Had to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
Here's Brian Anger now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
Tried to tell him. Tried to lead him.
This one's out of bounds. Should be inside
What's
the 10,
up?
I think it is. At the 6-yard line.
You know where we at?
Position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense is going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
Yeah, is that there too? See.
That term complementary football, because them doing
In trouble in the balls, and he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. And take it right on the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run a middle order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
I know we're just in the 2nd quarter, and there's a ways to go in this game, but that's a 2nd drop. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an alarm bell for them when they start calling plays on the offensive side of the ball.
His eyes already looking upfield on that last one before he brought it in. 3rd and 2, Watson. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards that time.
At the 47-yard line.
On first down, it's Watson. And Cooks has it over the middle. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get. And it's just so strange to see that go up on the board. And then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But, boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Eason. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
They ran that one well. And not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
You know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the screen.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking over. Ready to return. Here's Hilliard. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
What? Small.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned.
The ball popped
No, baby, that's fine.
It's by the rookie Julian Blackman. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver. Whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter, they'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
On 1st down. It's Taylor, and he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Good pickup there by Marlon Mack, and he was a 1,000-yard runner in 2019, and has been very consistent in moving the ball for the Colts. Last 2 seasons, at least 8 touchdowns rushing each year.
And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. Now let's listen in on the call. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Eason sets to throw it. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Paris Campbell, his second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
The extra point.
And the lead is up to 15 now.
Makes the score Colts 28, Texans 13. Rodrigo.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Ready to return, here's Hilliard. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some time.
See what happens. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. From the gun, here's Watson. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was... Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Colts pick it up. He's at the 30, the 20, 10... And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal. They'll start out here with the option left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jacob Eason keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Blankenship out for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
35, Texans 13.
What a waste of time.
Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Ready to return, here's Hilliard. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt like they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
First and 10.
Give them 32 on the play. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Second and 10. Thanks for tagging along with us here from Houston, Texas. Here's Watson. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. The Colts D sticking to their assignments, and that brings up fourth.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Back to Taylor on first down. He gets away from one. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Bradley Roby, the cornerback, there to make the stop.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, it's Taylor. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
At the 36-yard line.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield.
Holding.
Let's get the call.
Seriously?
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Taylor. Stays on his feet.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Throwing on third and long. Eason. And that will be complete.
Come on,
Oftentimes when you're losing
Madden.
a game and the
What the
team's still going
fuck?
with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Texans take over first and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Darius Leonard blew that play up.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Watson. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Been a very strong performance for them really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now obviously they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
That's out to the left, flat and complete. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Again, it's Taylor. And he's going to have just a couple
flags.
here with a marker on the field as well.
Damn, why is it
So on the
holding?
big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
From the gun is Eason. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end.
Eason's back.
That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If he continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame him?
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Colts
They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, touchdown number 22 on the season, as his guys continue to pour it on.
I'm not sure what other ground there is to cover here. I mean, this offense has been amazing. Just total domination, Charles.
They've clicked so well, and if you really focus in on the offensive line, they've protected well when they've wanted to throw the ball. They've moved people off the line of scrimmage when they've wanted to run it. Smiles all the way around. This offense has been really good in this one.
Taken in the end zone. And Hilliard will elect to not return it.
at their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Now a 1st down throw. Watson escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Colts pick it up. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
That'll be taken about a yard deep, and Hilliard will elect to not return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And that one results in 35 yards. Now, defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime...
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeForest Buckner picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Well, they get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
A 50-yard attempt.
And he's going to miss this one. That is no good. Well outside the left upright. And this score
Ain't game chat, man.
The Colts come to the line ready to
Man, they
start
playing
their
with
next
randoms.
drive. And this
Good,
one has
man.
gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. And they'll get him down after
after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And they'll indeed take a knee. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Indianapolis, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will be at home for one next week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Meanwhile, for Houston, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
What's going on? Oh, shit. Y'all about to advance? Oh, okay. The what? Yeah, I thought my fucking gallbladder was fucking up. So good. Got gallstones, but they ain't doing shit about it. Not yet. This monitor defense gonna take some time getting used to, man.